Yo, what's poppin'? It's your boy, the Snow Bunny Snowboarder, aka Young Crispy Cream of the Crop Caramel Creme Brulee, because I'm sweet with it. Happy Valentine's Day. Shout out all the singles out there. I know that's like a, what is it, white day, black day thing for all the singles? Fuck it, it's Valentine's Day. It's time for kings and queens to rise. We don't need no man out here. We don't need no women out here. I'm me. I got me. Shout out to all my singles out there. Shout out Drake. Shout out PND. That new album's crazy. But anyway, that's not what this is about. Today, I'm here to talk to y'all about the new banner, the Valentine's banner. I think this is Flash. Um, it is Flash actually, with Makura, Lobelia, and I believe it's Cosmos and Uni right up. So I'm not gonna talk so much about Makura because obviously I don't have her. I've only experienced this character from what I've seen on like Twitter and shit. So I'm not gonna talk about her too much. But I'll talk a lot about Lobelia because I do have experience using Lobelia. um, I guess I'll start with Lobelia, right? Hold on, my fucking throat, bro. God damn. Anyway, I think his weapon, it's bloodshed, could be useful, but it's not more useful than like Agostia or Curry. I think it would be interesting in like a crit environment, but they'd have to make like a really good crit weapon, and I just don't think Dark is in the spot to like utilize that. Um, the only other like, I mean, our crit weapons are ass, so I this weapon may see use in the future. Like maybe you would run like one of this and like a one Curry or like a couple of Agostia plus this plus like some crit weapons or something. But other than that, I don't think the weapon is that impressive, at least currently in the game. As for the character though, I think this character is mad interesting. When I first on stream, I low key recorded this video once on stream, but I gotta record it again because I didn't really play with the character when I made that video. It was like first impressions. Now that I've played with the character, I think he's good. This character is good. He's not bad at all by any means. I think the things that make him good is just his damage. Like that skill 3 buff is crazy. Defense buff, damage taken is lowered, supplement skill damage. I think that skill damage supples like 70 to 75k when I tested it. It's pretty big. And then dark damage to foes upon using skills and normal attacks. So pretty much a better Lobelia, like Earth Lobelia skill for the most part. It also gives you 3-turn cut to skill cooldowns. Can't be recast. Consume 7 sweet shells. Blah blah blah. So the 7 sweet shells is really easy to get if you're using Zosimos, right? Because you start with 1 crest, and then you have the Aether skill, and then you have Secret Triad, so that's 3. Plus Lobelia 1 is 4. And then the Zosimos proc, I believe, also gives a crest, if I'm like remembering this correctly in memory. I should know this. I should know this. Okay, I got no excuse. I just want to verify. Amplify Dark Allies could maybe Dark Allies Oblivion Crest. One or more crests are granted for every 3 skills. Okay, yeah. So the every 3 skill shit gives you a crest as well. So, and actually, I'll look at his character thingy from here. Skills more accurate. So you get 1 from battle start, 2, 3 from MC, and then 1 from his skill 1. So that's already 5 turn 1 if you're using Zosimos, right? Then usually when you're doing like Secret Triad and shit like that, you get like the charge bar, so then he Ogies, and then you can cast skill 1 again, and that puts him at 6. And then turn 3 you should have 7. I don't think you can get this on turn 2 unless you use Oro and try to like Oro summon and character to try to proc Zosimos again on like turn 2 with like clarity if you use like low cooldown skills and shit. Um but even then getting this turn 3 is pretty easy. I mean, it's really hard to not get this turn 3 without Zosimos or with Zosimos. If you're not using Zosimos, you're missing out on the crest from every 3 skills. You still get the crest from Secret Triad and skill 1, but it would just take you to like, what is it, to turn 4 instead to get this, so not like a super big gap. But obviously he's more geared towards using Zosimos for the most part. So I think his skill 1 is not the best. This isn't a skill you want to like click, click, click. I think you want to click this skill to get his skill 3 up, and then you kind of stop clicking it. You stop clicking it. Maybe if you want to, you can keep clicking it a little bit, like for maybe like 3 or 4 more turns to get more sweet shells to use his skill 2 when you need to use his skill 2. Or you use it for like hits plus like just damage if you need damage, like extra damage and skill damage and stuff. But other than that, I think that's the major weakness of this character is the animations. And I think that was a big problem with Earth Lobelia too, is all the zapping shit you get from his skill 3 plus casting even like this skill every turn just makes everything super slow. And honestly, the animation's not even that slow, to be honest. Like, let me pull up the trial here. I can show you. The animation's not that slow. It's pretty quick. I just think in the context of Zosimos, it's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Cause you kind of want to spam MC skills to keep the uptime on like the buffs. And you could probably forego the buffs for the most part too. Like you don't want to click every skill off cooldown all the time. But it's definitely something to keep in mind. I think I need to click this. Let's do another crest too. This is a crest too. I don't even fucking know, bro. So I'll click it anyway. This lockout's about to be crazy. This lockout's about to be wicked. I think too on Chain Burst, MC gives a crest to allies too from Zosimos. Okay, look at the zap animation is not that long, to be honest. It feels like about like a second or so. And the damage isn't bad at all. The damage is not bad. So I think, and especially when you get it from normal attacks too, that's the biggest thing to me, is getting it after normal attacks. After the skills is what makes it like slower and slows you down, but after normal attacks you just refresh that anyway, so it's pretty good. Other than that, he doesn't really do anything. The second passive is pretty good. I don't know the specs on it yet, and I don't know if it stacks with Forte, but it's pretty good. Like I do a shit ton of skill damage whenever I'm using him for like Cosmos FA or Martial. Was it Martial Mastery Trial? That boss as well. He's pretty good for that. I think he's really good for Hexa as well. His zaps doing over 2 mil makes that shit trivial. And then playing with Ray and like Zosimos. So Zosimos gives you 4 hits 2 mil with double strike. And then it's another 1, 2. So it's 6 if you count Lobelia nukes as well from auto attacks. And then you can literally just click some of your skills. That's even more zaps. So you can pretty much clear that shit like by just autoing pretty much and using a couple skills. At least for the 15 hit 2 mil. For the 12 and 9, you could legitimately probably just auto with Zosimos and just clear that shit by itself with all the other characters' auto attacks as well. So it's pretty good in Hexa, and you don't have to spam his shit, and you don't need Fedial Field either. I feel like I've played him in Fa, and I feel like you kind of want Fedial Field because of the Ogi specs. I haven't tried it in that like without Fedial yet to see if you can still hit 20 mil CA damage without it. Because basically what you would need to do is you would literally need to get him to have skill 3 and then cast it. And then so he gets the double Ogi so you can do the 20 mil CA damage. I think the only other thing you could do is when I was playing in the raid, let me see if I can find the party. You could probably kick Fedial and just run him with like Ray, and then cast all your MC skills. Throw in Oro here, and then Oro skill plus MC 1, 2, 3, 4 is what? That's 10 stacks of T0, and then you get another stack because your clarity's gonna come back up like turn 3-ish, maybe even like turn 2 with Oro 3, and then that puts you at 12 stacks, and then you call T0 to do 20 mil CA damage. I think that's your other alternative if you can't get his thing up. But I guess the other thing to mention as well is he's for in terms of Fall Zero, doing debuffs is pretty hard without Fed. Because I was thinking about it, you pretty much get two from MC and then double strike, so four, and then you have Oro 2 is 5, and then Lobelia 2 is 6 and 7 because of the data down, so that's 6 and 7. And then if you call Hades, that's like 2, but I don't think it's guaranteed. I don't think all of Hades' statuses can affect Thaw. So it could be 1, could be 2, but usually for me it's 2. I don't think I've ever like not gotten 2. So that's 9. And then I don't know where that last debuff's coming from. I don't know if Ray 3 counts as a debuff on that particular labor because I think labor 4 lowers like it cuts debuff duration by 1 turn. So if you use a 1 turn debuff like Percy 2 or like Ray 3, I think it just literally does nothing. So I don't think that counts. And then if you and I thought about it too, if you save his skill 3 so that you can use the other skills again, you can't even do anything with that. The only other alternative is if you use Oro 3 on MC to clear the 6 attack, and then you T0 the debuffs. You could do that too. I think that would be the easiest way to go about it. And then whenever you get to like 99 mil damage, I tried some shit. It's doable with Kieran. So you would just save your Kieran for that. But also trying to do 20 is would be kind of difficult. If you get like 12 skill without Kieran, will be kind of difficult. And then 6 CA is also difficult because you do 1, 2, 3, Ray is 4, and then you need CA react on MC. But I guess your T0 would be back up by that point if you're mashing properly. And if it's not back up by that point, you could probably, I mean, yeah, it'd be a little rough. It'd be a little rough. If the lobby's fast. In most pubs, it should be fine. But if you end up getting 6CA, it'd be kind of rough because you wouldn't have Oro 3. And that makes it a little difficult. Alternatively, you could probably like eat one of the labors, like just guard through that shit or something, but I think that also is kind of rough too. So I don't know how you'd fully go about that. I'd have to play with him more. And this setup, the idea is pretty much just get his skill 3, death him out into Ray, and then putting Ray on MC, and then just like using his zap for the rest of the raid. That's kind of what I'm going with this. I think I forgot who in my chat told me about that. It was either FOD or Chaotic. One of the two. So shout out to them. Shout out to the Akuks for real. Like those are really my guys, my girls, my fucking everyone else's. Like we really get down over there. Shout out youtube.com/akukuria, twitch.tv/akukuria, x.com/akukuria, Discord is akukuria. Shout out to me, bro. Anyway, I think the places he's best at is definitely Hexa, replacing Fediel, and then Cosmos FA and Martial Mastery Trial FA. I think he's really good in all those scenarios. I think he's playable in F-Zero, but Fediel is just way easier to pilot. And I think in a speedrun environment, clicking skills would slow you down, but having the character zapping on autos would probably be more beneficial for speedrunning. But then again, I don't think it would even matter because most people use Aresh to speedrun anyway. So, but maybe you can do the death shit, and because you're not playing Zosimos, you don't have to spam skills. So maybe he's useful for that, but we'll see. I don't have a lot of experience speedrunning. Um, his art's also pretty fire. Like, I'll fuck with this. I'll fuck with the suspenders. That shit looks good. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not into men like that. But this dude's hot, bro. He even got that, like, this ain't even really like a fuckboy cut. This shit's like a clean, suave type of like swindler cut, bro. Like he really finesse you for real. Like sweep you off your feet type shit. Like I might gotta steal this drip, low key. Nigga looking like Eisen, bro. Bro got a master plan to steal your girl. Like this is crazy. Or guy. I don't know if Lobelia is gay. I don't know. I know a lot of my gay friends be thirsting over Lobelia, but I don't know if Lobelia is gay too. Maybe. I don't know. Somebody can tell me in the comment section. Enlighten me. Make me part of the culture. I personally don't like this outfit though, or like this pose. It's like it's giving too hard, trying too hard to be thirsty. You know what I mean? But maybe that's just me. Maybe because I'm not attracted to dudes. He's like showing like all types of like chest and abs, abdominal muscles and shit. Like I like the fit. The fit is swaggy. I like swagger on a guy. It gives me something to aspire to. But yeah, other than that, I think the character's overall solid. I think he's pretty good. I wouldn't say Dark lost here. If anything, even if he just gets regressed to a backline buffer, he's still really good. Um, so yeah, that's what I would pretty much say about this character. Also, his skill 2 heals, but I mean, it consumes 10 sweet shells for God knows what reason. I feel like this shit should consume like 5. They should really change this to like 5. Maybe lower the hits to like 8, and then remove like 2 debuffs. Or like remove like a buff, right? Because I mean, you're really running him with Oro anyway, and Ray. So MC, I mean, even if you don't run him with Ray, Oro buff on MC is 1 dispel plus Oro 2 is another dispel, and then you could just click his 2 for that last dispel. Or if he removes 2 buffs, you could just literally click Oro 2 or just have Oro 1 on MC. It'd be pretty easy. I think 10 is crazy. And it heals a lot. It heals like basically like a Lucifer call. But nobody's clicking this one over and over and over and over to get the sweet shells to cast this. So I think if anything, that would be something I'd change about him. Um, Other than that though, I think he's pretty solid. I don't have any like super big complaints other than I was just talking to my boy AJT500. Shout out that dude. YouTube.com/AJT500. Go sub to that man. He's the GOAT. His streams are fire. He's funny, attractive, tall, handsome. Uh, these aren't, this is what I hear about him from lots of popular people. But I think a lot of newer characters nowadays in Granblue, not that I particularly disagree, but there's a lot of good characters that just don't quote unquote fix the element, quote unquote. Like I think the thing that gatekeeps Dark the most from like in like high level sense is we can't really push through high damage. If the boss does a lot of damage, we can't push through that very well. For example, Dark can decently push through like 1 pearl on Hexa nowadays, because like Zosi armored, Lobelia 3 gives defense and damage lowered, uh, Fed 3 gives a lot of defense too if you're using Fedial over Lobelia for Hexa. You could cycle through like Ray 3s and shit too. Um, you can decently push through that, but nowhere near the level of like Light and like Wind, for example. Because I mean, Wind has like fucking Ellie swap, and Light just has a fuck ton of defense and like damage mitigation with Zoe, um, and Cosmos as well. I think too, in terms of like burst, I think Dark Burst is still like solid. I just feel like we kind of so if you compare Dark Burst to like Fire, I think Fire Mana Diver is like what, like 3 skills in a summon or 2 skills in a summon. You do like what, like Yatima or some shit. Alanan comes out and you like Nan 4 and then Percy 3 and attack, or you like see like something like that. I don't know. I don't use it because I don't have Wamdus, but it's something like that. Even Luchador or Simibito is like Yatima summon and then like Nan 4 And tag team, Percy 3, and attack. So that's like 5 clicks. Dark, we just hit orange, but the lockout is crazy low key in like a Bahamut high level setting. And in the Kasha setting, it's kind of whatever. I think too, because I have an Akasha one turn that I kind of adapted from somebody. It's this one. Pretty much, I click like Oro skill, and then Ilsa 1, Seox 1, and like that's enough. But I like to full auto it, so it adds an extra button from Asperas. But even that's like kind of slow because Akasha has so many phase changes. Bahamut has so many phase changes that you pretty much have to refresh every skill. And in the Kasha setting, this is fine, but in a Bahamut high level setting, like it's kind of rough because if you're refreshing all your skills like that, um, you don't even have as much DPT as Firewood or as like Water or Wind or anything like that. Like Dark doesn't really have a good like one turn setup for Bahamut. I think that's like one of the major things we're missing, like from a burst perspective. And then also being able to sustain longer in more dangerous parts of high level fights, like Fall Zero with like a labor up. Um, we also don't do Faded Chain well because we don't really be ogieing like that either, comparatively to say like again Water or Light or um Wind. They can deal with like Faded Chain omens and stuff a lot in F-Zero. Other than that though, pretty solid unit. Makura, I don't even again I don't want to talk about her unless I get her right here. Am I him? I'm not him. But the only thing I've really seen about this character is she's really good for Fall Zero. I think I saw somebody post like a 406 DPM run with her. She has some big ass titties though. Also, actually, I'll say that for the end of the video. I'll say that for the end of the video. But yeah, I mean she's solid. I don't know her numbers, but Rabbit Rush activating it after attacks is really good. Double striking is really good. It literally makes 6 attack easy, right? Because MC's 2, Makura's 4, and then yeah, you literally just clear 6 attack for free, which is cool. I think the most underrated part of her kit is the always double attack. If you're not a fronting player, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but if you have fronting, this shit is really good because essentially MC is 2 TA, and then Olivia's 1, and then whoever you're using, probably Kime, is 1. So that's 4 TA, so you can clear the omens that way. But her DAing all the time lowers your lockout, so you can squeeze in a few more turns for more damage. Because if you think about it, her triple attacking is going to add on like an extra, like, few, a considerable number of seconds throughout the run. And those, like, 10, 15 seconds of extra lockout could just straight up be like 3, 4 orange buttons for the most part. So if you think about the damage comparison, getting like an extra like 1 instance of attack versus an extra 3 to 4 turns is pretty big. Um, so I would say that's pretty underrated. And then I think her skill 2 is pretty good too. Just giving you like straight supplemental boost the crit rate, debuff res. I don't know the number on this debuff res, but if it's high, it's pretty good. Yeah, any character with high debuff res is typically good because it's better than Veil. Because shit like Godsight just goes through Veil. I don't know if Godsight goes through debuff res. Because I remember there was a guild where you ran Octo on the boss because he just gave Veil, or he gives debuff res, so you guys never get debuffed from what I can remember. And then skill 3 is pretty decent too, just for like mitigation. I don't know how high this Echo is either, but can't really talk too much about her. I do think she's good. I think if you're like an Earth main, it would probably feel bad to skip this character. But I think overall, like taking this banner into account, unless you're missing Cosmos and like a Harmonia, I wouldn't Spark. But if you're missing like Cosmos and a Harmonia and you're trying to play Light Guild War or build your light, I would say this isn't a bad banner to spark. Because you don't want to be in the position where you're sparking Annie and you gotta choose between like your second Harmonia or like Cosmos, because obviously you're gonna pick Cosmos. Um, is Nahon on this banner too? Yeah, even Nahon's on this banner too, so that's something to consider as well. Like if you're trying to build towards your light, I think that's all stuff to consider. Um, but I think overall, I think the Annie banner slash banners will just outright be better. They'll be better banners in my opinion. So I would overall hold overall. That's what I would say. I don't think Lobelia is gonna be like that bad of a miss, and but I think Makoto might sting if you don't get her as an Earth player. As a Dark player, I don't think Lobelia is like a super big deal to skip. He's just like good. Other than that though, I just want to throw in there. Shout out to Black History Month. Okay. Do not get offended. Do not get offended. I am not a fan of like ethnic heritage months. I'm just not, bro. I'm the type of person where I like to celebrate everybody all the time. Like for example, I don't like Christmas and like Thanksgiving and shit, and like Valentine's Day. Like I hate all that shit because like okay, it's Valentine's Day, right? So let's say I had a significant other, or just like platonically like shit or whatever. I like to like I'm gonna love on you and I'm gonna be there for you all the time, 24/7. It don't matter if it's a random Tuesday, May the 3rd. I don't care. I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be there to comfort you, give you some love, snuggles, fucking run the fade on versus rising together, cuddle up on the couch, watch Captain America: Brave New World. Shout out Captain America, by the way. Go watch that movie. I enjoyed it. MCU might be back, but yeah, that's the type of person I am. And even then, like I'm always interested in learning stuff about like other people's cultures and shit. So I think it's cool to section out time in the year to really like pop out and shed light on like all the positive side of like cultures and stuff. So I'm not gonna take that away from it. Just me personally, I be every month is Black History Month. Every month is like Asian Heritage Month for me. I fuck with that shit all year round. So, but despite that, shout out Zoe, bro. That's my chocolate queen. That's my queen, bro. Shout out Zoe. Hey, that's all I ever see all day, every day. That's my baby boo. As far as y'all know, Zoe is my waifu in Granblue. I did a tier list on stream 2 to 3 days ago. If y'all didn't see it, if you want to see it, I can post it. I can clip that up, throw it on the channel. Let me know in the comments section down below if you want to see something like that. Um, but yeah, shout out Zoe. I was running through it on stream last night too. There, bro. There is like there's some good chocolate characters, bro. Like Jamil, right? We got Shalom, the original chocolate queen from in Dark. Like she, bro. Like we got some solid shit in here. So shout out to all my black representation in Granblue. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like, comment, subscribe. You know how we get down over here. A straight YouTube business. Run this shit up to 500 subscribers. I'm trying to spread the Granblue gospel. All right. I'm trying to get this English Granblue scene to start popping. I want to see more people pop up, share their experiences, share their own skyfaring journey in English. We got enough Japanese like content. Let's run up the English content. Even you know what? Even if it's Japanese content, hey yo, leave that shit down below. But I digress. Shout out Nier, by the way. Everybody was saying Nier is a crazy waifu. Don't give a fuck. That's my baby boo. Not Zoe level, but she's up there. And yeah, if you have any questions about like where to use Lobelia or how he works, I guess just leave it in the comments too. And I'm out this bitch. Peace.